Alright, so Jesse's going to be bringing in a digital die cutting that we're going to be doing of a particularly interesting looking character. So we printed this on a UV flatbed printer, and you can see that we've got little registration marks that are displayed on the corners, and we actually end up printing this, and this is what marries up to the actual registration on the digital file. And so then she's going to come in and then activate and start the process. So now it's going to get, there's an eye, and that's the actual eye right here. And then so she goes and finds the first little thing, and then you can see it right there where she hits it, and then she's going to hit OK. And then the eye goes and starts to find the other ones, and it goes all the way down. Now she's got to kind of realign that one just because it was a little bit off. And so now it brings it back into registration and finds the other eye. So it's a noisy little bugger, but that's the way it works. So now it's just going to go through and it's going to follow the contours, and you can see like right in here you've got a shape, and so that outline that you have here is now what it basically goes through. And so that's what this is now doing. So it's just going through and then cutting. And you can see where you've just got a faint little line where it's actually cutting. So this is what we're considering a Zund digital die cutting capability. We can go up to 3/4 of an inch thick on certain materials, and then if we have to, we actually use someone else to do a CNC routing. So it's a cost-effective method of being able to produce, standees or display units that's cut to a particular shape and design and layout. So if you've got any POP or retail or any kind of entertainment standees or reproductions that you need done, you can go ahead and give me a call. My name is Joe Hill from ProLab. It's 310-846-4496 or online at PROLABDigital.com. So this is not exactly very exciting, so I don't think I'm going to finish watching the whole thing. Well, maybe I will, though, just that way you guys can see the final end result, and we'll just kind of go through the whole process as it's going through. But then every once in a while the blade just kind of comes up, and then it'll actually twist itself into the new position. And it'll probably get up again right here as it has to change the corner. It didn't. So it just keeps on going. So this is using an oscillating blade. So you've got the blade that actually goes up and down at like 60,000 revolutions a minute. So as it's being drug across, it's also being used like a saw. And so typically what we recommend is like an 1/8 of an inch bleed, and you can see that right here. So that way that the actual graphic is on the outside of the cutting edge, and that's very important. Otherwise you end up having a bit of white that shows up, and you don't want that to occur. So we always recommend at least an 1/8 of an inch to a 1/4 inch bleed, depending on the complexity and the intricacy of what's actually being cut out. So not super exciting stuff, but these are the kind of things that we end up doing here at ProLab Digital Imaging. So no project is kind of too small or too big. And we definitely work within our, the budget that's available and the time frame that's around. And so that's one of the things that's important is, helping us understand exactly what your needs are, so that way we can figure out what we can do and get that information put together. So it's just a little bit longer to get this stuff cut out. And so one of the things that Jessie did earlier was kind of testing the depth of making sure that she's got it deep enough but not too deep where she ruins the cutting board or the cutting surface here. And you can kind of see in certain areas where the blade's kind of gone down and gone through. And you can see like some oval patterns there. But she just tested this little piece, just trying to lift it out a little bit. So we're just about done. It's kind of reaching the last the zenith of the piece, and it's just kind of going back down to the little arm right there where it began. So right now, what's the speed that you're running this at?
25.
25? So that's like 25 millimeters a second, or 25? Do you know what the 25 stands for? Okay. Well, it has something to do with the speed, but we're all just about done. Hang on. Okay, 1 second though. Just about done. There it is. So now it's completed. So now she's going to bring this back. And she's going to turn off the vacuum. And then she'll be able to pull this out, and then so she'll just gently ease this thing out of here. So I'm not sure what movies. Do you know what movie this is for, Jessie, by chance?
Yeah, I think this is Spongebob.
What's it called? So that's for Spongebob. Okay, that's what this is for. Alright. So I'm not sure what character this is, or if that's just people putting their heads on top of this. Probably that's what it is for a photo shoot. So she'll go ahead and break that apart, make it a little bit easier to cut out. So she doesn't want to damage anything as it's being pulled out of here. And unfortunately, there's a lot of waste that occurs in doing these kind of projects. People are saying, oh, we're only printing a small amount. But, as you can see by the entire board that we have to end up using to get this done, we end up wasting quite a bit. And that's, just kind of the nature of what occurs. There's not a whole lot we can do with that. So there's just about it being pulled out, almost complete. And so she just gently bring these things through. We want to make sure that it doesn't get damaged in the process of actually taking out the piece. And so and there it is. Okay, so there's the final piece. Alright, so let's take a look at that. Yay! Okay, so there's the completed final standee. So if you've got any questions, give me a call. My name is Joe Hill from ProLab, 310-846-4496, or online at prolabdigital.com.